The Unity Wave started as a project that was basically a distraction for me. It was a way to escape all of the stress that we're going through right now, or at least some of us are, with the isolation and the risks associated with the pandemic. My dream would be that people would listen to this and it would give them a break from that. That's the whole purpose of the project, of sharing it anyway. And it's more of a selfish thing for me because when I started doing it, it was a real escape. So I've been working on the album for about 6 months, and the recording part of the process didn't take that long. It was the mixing that was new for me. So I did a lot of research into mixing and learning how to use some of the plugins that I've been using, and just learning how that whole process works. So this was really the first project I've ever mixed, which is I'm pretty proud of it actually. It's pretty good, I think. Unity Waves for me it's a way of bringing things together. So for me it was my influences, my musical influences, and you can see it in some of the instruments that are on the tracks. So there's African djembes, there's Udu drums, there's tablas on one track. So there's influences from all over the place on there, and I just thought it was a good place to unite, at least in sound. I wanted to write a song for Sarah. I've been trying to do one for a while now. And every time I would think about it, I would always think of this picture of her that I have from a trip that we were on. And it's a shot of her facing me where we had two loungers facing each other. And we were just kind of chilling out at the end of a long day by a lake. And there was a sunset behind her. And I just thought, wow, it's a great shot. And I took the picture. And it's one of my favorite pictures of her. So and I kept thinking about that picture, to inspire me a little bit. And it started with the opening guitar intro. My process is usually I'll come up with a chord sequence first, and something that sets a mood that I like. And that one actually came very quickly, which is always a good sign for me. Then I spent some time, as I usually do, with that form. So I lay out the form for the tune, and then I will improvise over it and come out. That's how I came up with the melody for it. The lines that that kind of jumped out at me. The title came later. I knew it was going to be something for her. I just didn't know what I was going to call it. And then, I kept thinking about that picture, and I thought, well, it's a sunset. So Sarah by Sunset. It seemed to work. She likes it. Olive Branch Dancer is a tune that was designed to be a fun tune to play live. So it's got a good groove. It's got a solid bass line that kind of drives throughout the entire song. And again, I try to write tunes that are good vehicles for improvisation, so people can have some fun live, So I'm looking forward to playing that one live because it's an up tune. It's got a good bounce to it, and the chord progressions are fun to play over. It's something I think people will enjoy. The title Olive Branch Dancer came from an attempt to express the unity in the songs, or in that particular tune. I see a lot of divisiveness today, and it gets me down. And I think it would be nice if people could extend olive branches to each other. And it's you see it happening on the news, and people trying from both sides to make concessions to each other, and sometimes they're accepted, sometimes they're not. And it becomes a bit of a dance. So that's where I got the idea for the title of the track, Olive Branch Dancer. It seemed to fit with the tune. Anne-Marie's Gift is a very personal song for me. Anne-Marie's Gift itself, the title comes from my mother, Anne-Marie Traynor, who gave me my first guitar when I was 15. She's always believed in me. She's always been behind me 100%. She's always been there for me. And her gift was the guitar. And I remember when she first bought me my guitar, she said, this better not sit in the corner, And years later, I remember her reminding me of that. And she goes, I remember saying that to you, and you never did put it down. And I've been very lucky. I mean, the guitars, so it sounds cliche, but the guitar has been very good to me. Provided me a career. I ended up going to University for Music and teaching in a high school, the guitar program for 30 years. Something I'm proud of, something that gave me a lot in return. It was very rewarding in terms of the people I got to work with and the things they taught me. I think they taught me as much as I taught them. So it was quite the gift, and this is my gift back to my mother. So she's in a long-term care right now. I can't see her face to face. So we do the Skypes, and I've actually played the album for her. I played the album for her this week for the first time. I played her the whole album, and she sat and listened. She's smiling, and she sat up. And it's a beautiful thing, to be able to share it, and to be able to give her some comfort from the isolation she's feeling as well. And I'm kind of hoping it'll have the same effect for everybody else. That's. If I wanted one thing to come out of this album, it would be that people like it and people find joy in it. People can get to their own thoughts listening to it. It takes them away from some of the stuff, the stresses that we're facing right now. But that was my gift back to my mother, and for that reason, it's very personal. Montreal Summer was a tune that developed. I always bring a guitar away with me when I travel. And last year, I retired. I retired from teaching high school music, and this was in the before times, before the pandemic. And we were in Montreal. We were there for 2 weeks for the jazz festival, and I was really inspired by a lot of the music I was hearing, but also by the vibe of the city. A very cool place, and we saw some great live music there, and some fantastic food. We had some great food and some beautiful scenery in different neighborhoods, and down by the waterfront in particular. It was just a great memory that I had. Montreal Summer just kind of encapsulates that for me. It's a memory of that time. The melody itself has a little bit of a French sound to it to me. There's an accordion sound on there that I used, and with the guitar, and the melody itself does lend it to maybe scenes from a French restaurant. Unity Waves is probably my favorite song on the album. It is because it's quite interesting. It's in 7. It's not in 4. So when you listen to it, it has a little bit of a hop to it, and it still grooves. It's a lot of fun to play over. Again, it's a tune that I wrote with the thought that we can do it live and it'll be fun for people to play over. I did want to keep it just to the guitar for this project. I mean, there's lots of guys I could have asked to come in and play on it, but I just wanted to do a project that featured the guitar. So again, that's how it ended up being. Again, I used the vocalizations on that. So I did some singing along with some of the sampled sounds to give it a little bit more of the vibe that I was looking for. And that's a fun track. There's djembe on that. There's I think there's cajon on that as well. So lots of drums from drum sounds from all over the world. Seafield View is its closest thing to, it's a real simple chord progression. And it was a melody that started off as a chord melody arrangement. So basically just me supporting myself with the guitar, playing the melody and the chords. And then I thought, you know what, I'll add another guitar to this and give it like an improv section. So the whole album has improvisational aspects to it. The solos on there I tried to do in one take, so at least I kept that part of it intact. I like to catch them in one take if I can. So that tune basically just had a really nice melody, and I liked the changes and where it kind of meandered, and again, it's fun to play over. So it always comes back to that for me. I like the improvisational, the ways of changing it live. Really enjoyed this project, and I owe a lot of thanks to the people that helped me get it to where it is. Alex Traynor did the layout. Sarah Eden took those pictures in Montreal last summer, and Rob DeGoya did the mastering for me and kind of coached me along with the mixing. So much thanks to those people, and I hope people enjoy it. I hope they enjoy listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it.